In the last lesson, we spoke about effective computing and predicted that this will probably be the main topic of the text. All this we learned from the eye-catching features and the skimming. Now we will start close reading the text. No shortcuts here, אין כאן קיצורי דרך, we have to start reading. But our reading will be much more effective now. אחרי שעושים את כל ההכנה הזאת, הקריאה שלנו תהיה הרבה יותר יעילה. So, the first thing we can ask is, what is effective computing? Or what does effective computing mean? I mean, we know what affective or affection is, משהו שקשור לרגש או לרגשות או חיבה, and we know what computing means, מחשוב, but what does the combination of the words actually mean? For this, we need to find what the definition of effective computing is in the text. Sometimes terms, munachim, that are important or difficult are defined in the text. So let's see. What is the definition of effective computing? We know that we first see the term in paragraph 3. Read paragraph 3, underline the definition, and try to understand what it means. Press pause and come back when you are ready. You're back! Let's zoom in on paragraph 3. Here we see the term for the first time, effective computing. Let's read the definition. Effective computing, an attempt to design software that can recognize and align with their users' emotional states. זה משפט כבד, בואו ננסה להבין. Users' emotional state זה המצב הרגשי של המשתמשים. Again, this is a noun phrase and you need to translate from the last word to the first. כשמתרגמים לעברית, להפוך את הסדר. כלומר, זהו ניסיון לעצב תוכנה שיכולה לזהות ולהתאים את עצמה למצבים רגשיים של המשתמשים. Ooh, spooky. A computer that can almost read your mind. Now we understand why the writer starts the paragraph with the words bizarre, maybe, but gratifying. On the one hand, it's bizarre, זה מוזר. On the other hand, it's gratifying, מספק. It has an emotional effect on us. How does this work? We think we are rational people. אנחנו חושבים שאנחנו אנשים רציונליים. How can a machine make us look so silly? It's like we took our brains out and left only our emotions. So this brings us to the next point. The writer also tries to answer this paradox by asking, which influences humans more, emotions or logic? Let's see what the writer's answer is. Continue with the text to paragraph 4 and see what the writer's answer is. Press pause, mark your answer, and come back when you're done. You're back! And the answer is emotions, of course. How do we know this? Let's zoom in on paragraph 4. The first sentence of paragraph 4 already tells us the answer. This slightly embarrassing sensation is possible because emotion is more fundamental to us than rational thought. The writer goes on to explain this in some biological terms which we won't go into now. Don't worry. We have other sentences in this paragraph that show us the same idea. Let's see. Emotions pervade our thinking and permeate many, even most, of the decisions and perceptions we like to think of as rational. כלומר, הרגשות חודרים לרבים מההחלטות והתפיסות שלנו. We would like to think we are rational, but I guess we're not. There's more in this paragraph that supports this idea. Some of you may have noticed Clifford Nass, a Stanford University sociologist and a computer scientist. It's interesting that he's both a sociologist and a computer expert. Sounds like the right guy for us. So let's see what he has to say about this. In anything you do and every decision you make, emotion plays a role. He continues until the end of the paragraph. Let's look for something clear that we can understand. Even the slightest markers of emotion can have an enormous impact on how the brain behaves. So, the whole paragraph has the same idea. Emotions influence us more than our rational thoughts. This is the main idea of the paragraph. Many times writers quote experts to support the main idea. הרבה פעמים הכותבים מצטטים מומחים לתמוך ברעיון המרכזי. In this case, it's NAS. We are ending our lesson. What did we learn? We learned what effective computing is by reading the definition. We understood why it's so influential, משפיע, because emotions have a great impact on us. How did we learn this? By close reading paragraphs 3 and 4. Next, we will see the different opinions about this. If you feel a bit uneasy, like the writer, you will want to continue with our next lesson.